Hey there, this is Mike with the Drone Passport channel. Thank you very much for joining me for this video presentation. As always, I appreciate you taking time to be able to join me. I normally don't like to publish 2 videos in one day. However, this video is important enough that it needed to get out there. So I wanted to provide an update regarding news pertaining to the 8 companies that have been questioned by the FCC regarding their potential ties to DJI. And there are 2 of the companies in question are specifically related to SkyRover. Now, these companies missed the July 20th deadline set by the FCC to provide information regarding their corporate structure, their distribution channels, etc. What I want to do is break this down further as you're watching this video. This video was shot with the SkyRover X1 about a week ago, and it was quite appropriate that I filmed this video on a day where there are dark clouds on the horizon. And for SkyRover and its associated parent companies, there are some major dark clouds on their horizon. So let's break this down into 3 parts. So first, let's talk about the default on the inquiry. By allowing the July 20th deadline to lapse without answering the FCC's Enforcement Bureau's letters of inquiries, SC NOACT and WaveGo Tech are now formally in default of the agency orders. The FCC is no longer in a waiting period regarding the investigation, and they can move directly to final administrative actions. The second part of this is called grantee code suspensions. There were reports published earlier today that the FCC has temporarily suspended the grantee codes for the named companies in this inquiry, the 8 companies, including the 2 that are tied to SkyRover, SC NOACT, and WaveGo Tech. What does this mean? Well, a grantee code is required to receive official FCC certification for wireless products in the United States. Without these codes, these companies cannot submit any new drone models or wireless hardware for certification. Point number 3, and this is the whammy of all of the points that I'm going to make here. And this is shift now to public notice DA 26-742 and a 30-day comment window. So because the companies failed to participate in the inquiry, the FCC is officially advancing its parallel track under public notice DA 26-742. That has kicked off a 30-day clock. This 30-day period is for public comment, and it is officially open regarding the FCC's proposal to retroactively ban the importation, marketing, distribution, and sale of previously authorized equipment, specifically targeting the SkyRover X1 and S1. The broader market expansion. On today, major industry publications, including Engadget and also the website Drone DJ, highlighted that this enforcement action represents the first time that the FCC is actively wielding its new powers granted under Section 2.939E to retroactively pull existing market approvals for suspected front brands. So what's next? This is where it gets scary. So tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd, the FCC will hold its open commission meeting vote on closing the component loophole and requiring online platforms like Amazon and eBay to publicly display verified FCC IDs at the point of sale. The next date is August 9th, 2026. That's the final deadline for SC NOACT, WaveGo Tech, and the other 6 companies to formally pay or legally contest the $25,000 penalty for non-compliance. All right, well, this is the part I don't like saying, but here goes. The impact on warehouses and retailers. If finalized following the 30-day comment period, major online shopping platforms and U.S. logistics warehouses will be legally prohibited from selling existing inventory of these models. Let me repeat that. The impact on warehouses and retailers, if finalized after the 30-day comment period, major online shopping platforms and U.S. logistics warehouses will be legally prohibited from selling existing inventory of these models. This would absolutely kill SkyRover. And that's something we don't want to see. This situation should not be taken lightly. A word of advice. You're probably thinking, well, what do I do now? I want to buy a SkyRover drone, but there's this thing hanging over here. Should I buy it now or should I wait? I would say, based on what you're reading here, or what you've heard here, I should say, I would say that you probably should buy now. What you have now will not be banned. It will not be taken away from you. But if you wait 30 plus days, you may not have the opportunity to ever buy a SkyRover drone ever again. And that's how serious this situation is. I thought, and many others thought, that if they ignored the ban or ignored the letters of inquiry, there would be no issue. Obviously, that's not really the case. Ignoring the inquiry has now escalated the FCC to utilize its powers that it granted itself for essentially what you could refer to as a death penalty. This will absolutely destroy this company. Something has to be done. I know a lot of people have said that the FCC is overreaching, but I think when you receive an inquiry from a United States governmental agency and you want to be a viable player in the market, you should respond. Non-compliance is not going to help you out here, even with these inflated powers of the FCC. All right, well, obviously we'll keep our eyes on this situation. If I hear anything between now and the end of the week, I'll certainly post another video. But right now, we'll go ahead and close things out. So I'll just say in closing, if you are a subscriber to the channel, thank you. I truly appreciate you being here and being a part of this. If you are not already a subscriber, I invite you to join and be a part of this. I truly appreciate you considering being a part here. And in closing, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would really be appreciated as well. All right, well, this is Mike with the Drone Passport channel. Thank you so much. Bye for now.